Let's get into the 5 things that I learned through entrepreneurship. One of them, I'll start straight with business. And this is if you're starting a business of any type, you might have your 9 to 5 and you're starting a business, learn how to outsource. Outsourcing has changed the game for me. I think that we get so stuck on the fact that we do it best. And I was the best editor. No one could get my voice to sound like the way that I wanted it to or get the story out. And I was doing it all myself. It is trial and error, but you will find someone that does it the same way that you do or better. And that's what you want to strive for. That they do it better or they have a different angle behind it. I outsource now everything. I outsource from things at home to things in the business, like from my video to an assistant to my admin stuff to audio to like everything I need done. I get outsourced. And at this point, I just want to oversee most of the things because I look at my human design and it makes so much sense. I'm a manifester. So I take that with a grain of salt. I don't stars and moons and shit. Not a huge fan of it. But my human design is manifester. So which means that I have all these innovations and ideas. I just can't execute them. So if I already know whether it's my human design or my ADHD or my personality, whatever it may be, I know what my strengths are. Come up with ideas, sell them, have a team that really ride with me and execute. Boom. Outsourcing. That's what that is. So start with little things. So one thing that I can give you, if you need an editor, if you need an assistant, if you need someone to write newsletters for you, whatever it may be, go to onlinejobs.ph. I started with employees from the Philippines. Go to the Philippines, go to India. You get it all the time. You call T-Mobile, I'll be like, I'm not going to do it. Y'all not going to cancel me today for doing the accent. But you might get, Johnny, who do notice not Johnny. His name is not Johnny by birth. He's answering from some other country and they get paid $3, $4 an hour. It's literally what I was paying, $3 to $5. Sometimes I would get real bougie and splurge and get me somebody that was $7 an hour. And I'm like, ooh, big baller. But they do a really good job. I actually have a 3-step process to hiring and filtering who would be the best for that project through getting someone overseas. But definitely outsourcing first. And when you have enough money, when your business has grown, then bring it back to the US to people that can really execute that voice for you. So onlinejobs.ph, also Upwork is a really good place. So start there if you're starting a business. If you're already here, then really find some people, whether it's on Indeed or networking, that can help you elevate your business. You can't do it alone. There's no way I'd be where I am today if it wasn't for a team of like 13, 14 people that I have right now. It's a huge team and they all have their roles. I play mine, they play theirs. So shout out to Courtney, Kaysen, like the people I talk to on Courtney's really like, I just call out of nowhere. FaceTime. Hey, I got an idea. So shout out to just really finding your tribe within work. Number 2, leaving people behind and things. You're going to have to leave some things and some people behind in order to elevate. And this is probably one of the hardest things with entrepreneurship and your personal life. So this kind of goes hand in hand because you're going to lose family members. You're going to lose friends or shed. Let's say shed. You're going to shed friends. You're going to shed family members. You're going to shed employees. They have to go in order for you to elevate. There's some people that are holding you back. You guys already know I talk all the time about my immediate family, that there's no relationship there. I don't know if there ever will be one. Sometimes I'm hopeful, sometimes I'm not. But I wouldn't be able to elevate because of the way I feel like they did not believe or would be holding me back. A relationship, there's relationships, with my ex and my son's dad that had to go in order for me to elevate. I could not be there in order for that to elevate. And it was very hard, but it was the reason why I had to go through that. Just recently, I think I've only had to let go of 2 people while in this entrepreneurial journey. And the first one was hard, but it's just uncomfortable having to let go of people. But, I had to go, had the conversation. It was cool. The second one was recently, and that one hurt. I haven't really spoken about it. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but just know that sometimes you don't see why something is happening. There could be someone very close to you in your team, and you're like, this person I talk to, this person's been to my house, this person, is seeing every single day what's going on in my life, personal and business. And then one day it's like they cross you. And it's like, why did this happen? What did I do? What could I have done differently? Why? And I kept asking myself, why? Because I didn't see any red flags per se. But when you are in business and when you are talented, when you have a gift, sometimes other people look at that and they say, I want that. And they forget that they have a role in all of this. That's why I never say idea to launch is me. Idea to launch can never be me without my team. I've done the episodes with my team and the team continues to grow. But you will encounter people that want to be you and what you have to get to where you are. And one thing that they forget is that they're not you. They don't have your sauce. They don't have the anointing that you might have. So although you might try it, yeah, you could try it, but you might not get there, And if you do, shout out to you. But you didn't do it the right way. If you want to do what someone else is doing, May is an amazing example of this. Y'all know who May is. She's an amazing producer of ours, like literally right hand girl. And there was a point in time when she got some opportunities to do very similar things to what we already do. But it would be on her own and she would charge it herself. First thing she did was come to me and said, hey, so I think I want to do this. And I have this opportunity. Like, I just don't want to cross you or make it seem like I'm doing X, Y, and Z because I've learned a lot from you. And immediately I said to her, girl, I don't have the bandwidth to go there. Go ahead. Whatever you need help with, let me know. And if you need me and the team over here to do some work, we can partner with you. If you need my help, go. And I gave her my blessing because I can't take on every podcast. But when you do things in a shady way, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. And it'll catch up to you later on. This business is so small. And I think every industry is really small, honestly. When you think cities are so large, everybody knows each other at some point in time or someone that knows someone. So be very careful in the way that you move. And you're going to shed those people in order for you to elevate. Now, this last letting go of someone hurt. I didn't understand why. I questioned a lot of, the past year and a half. And once that ended, I was blessed with a huge, huge new milestone, contract, client, all of it. I don't even know how to put it together. I will be announcing it in December, the beginning of December. But again, you wouldn't be able to elevate, or I'll say personally myself, I had to get rid of that before we got to signing that new contract. Because if what happened and the mess that happened would have happened during this contract, it could have completely crumbled my entire business. It could have crumbled everything. So we have to shed. So don't question why, honestly. If you know that you had good integrity, if you know that you were a good, honest person, if you know you were a good person to whoever it might be, then again, this could be personal or business. If you knew you did what you had to do and you played your cards right and you were a good person, let them go. Let them go and something will come eventually. So shed those people. Don't hold on to anyone that God's trying to get rid of. Number 3, networking for success. Ooh, baby. Networking is so important. And if you're dating someone that doesn't allow you to network, this happened to me. They have an issue with you networking. It's like, no, just stay home. That's the first red flag. You have to network. Networking does not mean fucking everybody, especially in business. Keep your pants on. Keep your panties on, ladies. For men, it's a complete double standard, I will tell you. I'm seeing it. Men can go out and network and afterwards do the after hours networking. For us ladies, be very careful with your networking and very intentional when you walk into these rooms. When you go to conferences, even if you go to a party, who's going to be that you want to meet? Already know what their background is, what they're working on, so you have conversation with them, and have your phone ready. Have your business card, not the paper. Do you have a paper business card? You do? Okay, maybe you can have a paper business card too for the right people. For me, I'm a digital girl. So I'm ready for like, hey, here you go. You have all of my information, websites, phone number, email, what I do, like social media, all of it in one place. Be ready to meet that person or get whatever you want out of that networking event. Don't just kind of go fly by to have some drinks. I mean, some of them are like, take some food, I'm hungry. But most of the time, be very intentional with that networking, and networking will literally get you there. It might not be that night. It'll be in 2 years when they're like, oh, I met you at this event. I have a client for you. I have business for you. You never know. Just carry yourself well, be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. And those opportunities will come to you. So you have to network digitally, but you have to network in person. I don't like going out much, but networking in person is where it's at. Now, financial literacy. For us, that's a big one. I don't think most of us have people or backgrounds or were raised with tons of financial literacy. And for me in business, you have to get an accountant at a certain point in time. It's actually not even that expensive. It depends on your income, honestly, but get an accountant, get someone who really knows, get a business coach or, a business planner of some sort, someone that has been where you are already and you can learn from their mistakes. You need to have financial literacy. You need to make sure you file your taxes the right way. When I tell you I had a mess, I'm an accountant by trade, by degree, by the student loans that I have. Accountant. A mess. You know how you see the mechanics and they're working on everyone's car and their hands are all dirty, but their cars usually be real raggedy? Raggedy. Or like nail girls. Nail girls be doing your nails and they look so good. Actually, shout out to mine. Her name is Belinda here in Orlando. It's like natural. I'm gonna look up her Instagram. She did a really good job on my nails. But this is not her. Her nails look great. But most of the time you go to like the Asian spots. Fuck, that sounds really bad too. Anywho, pay attention sometimes to the nail people and the nails be fucked up. Or you'll see a doctor that's like this health doctor and telling you what to do and they are just looking crazy. And it's like, sir, do you take your own advice? And they might be really good at what they do, but at the same time, you're not the worst. That's what happened with me. I'm an accountant. Money was fucked up. Taxes weren't filed. My account, I was dealing with everything out of one account. All I know to do is how to make money. And I had to then go ahead and outsource someone to fix my paperwork. And thank God that I did it when I did. When my ex-husband decided to take me to court, I had to get my shit together. And that then helped me elevate where I am today. So from getting grants to getting loans to just making sure everything is on point. I was in the process of recently wanting to buy a property. I found this property, fell in love with it. And they were like, we need all this information for a mortgage. And I'm like, I actually have it because my accountant put everything together and I had to get all my ducks in order. So make sure your money, even if you're only making a couple thousand a month or a couple hundred a month, keep your money very organized because however you take care of $100 is how you can take care of 100,000. So do that. Take my advice. Been there, done that. I fucked it up. Got it a little bit better now. Number 5. Sorry. 5 is, to me, one of the most important, even though I made it 5, but that's leadership and team building. Just recently we did, I brought my team to Florida to kind of hang out and bond and be together. And it's really important to be a great leader. I feel like as a leader, it changes the game on how your business will move and how people work with you and how they support you and how they really vouch for you. So for me, the second I answer that phone to any of my team, how are you? How are you doing? How was your day? Like, it doesn't have to be a long conversation, but I really want to ask you, like, are you okay before I sit here and dump a million things in business with you? Because, everybody's human. We all have our shit going on. There's times that I'm not okay, right? So I always want to make sure, hey, is my team okay? I do keep a clear boundary between my team and myself. And I just feel like I have to love them all to death. I feel like we all hang out and have a great time. There's still that respect and those boundaries, but I always make sure that they're doing all right. And if they need something, they can come to me. So open communication and then lead them. Really lead your team somewhere and have them trust you. You have to trust them and they have to trust you. Without trust, there's nothing there. And then make sure that all your team, they know each other, they communicate, and they have respect for each other as well. You have one bad apple in your team, you're fucked. And you could be a 2-person team. It might be you and somebody else. This person right here start messing up, that's a Cancer. He got to go. She got to go. You got to cut them out because they really messes up the dynamic of everybody else. So as you're growing in your business and entrepreneurship, again, I'm 5 years in and really everything took off in the last year and a half, 2 years. So be patient with it. Actually, no, 6 years of starting, almost 6 years. So definitely keep going. Just keep going, keep building. Everything will be fine. Just manage them. You have to manage everyone and be accountable. Anytime that something messes up for idea to launch, I can just be like, well, this guy that I hired fucked up. So go in and tell them, no, the check is written out to me. So I am accountable for any mistakes that we make. So make sure that you hold them accountable, but also just be nice to them. Be nice to people. And then when they got to go, you just fire them. But Good thing I haven't had to do much of that. So to recap them, we have number one, the significance of outsourcing. You must outsource. You're not going to grow without outsourcing. But at first, learn how to do everything yourself. Two, leaving behind people or things. You have to shed people. You have to shed things. It's imperative, and you can't get around it. You can't, when you try to hold on to people by your side that you're not supposed to, that's when you can't grow. Three is networking for success. You have to network in person. It's a must. You have to do it. If you listen to the episode, I don't know, Courtney, maybe you can tag it at the bottom with when I said I flew to Atlanta that morning, right back to meet Charlemagne. I've done that a few times with other people. I know where they're going to be at. I buy a ticket, I get a flight, and I'm very intentional about where I'm going, and I'll get there. Even for certain productions, there's certain productions that I don't have to be there in person, and I'll show up because I know X, Y, and Z are going to be there. I need to meet them and make my presence known. So networking is definitely one. Financial literacy, get an accountant, get QuickBooks, get HoneyBooks. QuickBooks is great, super easy to use, and you can do it online. HoneyBooks, another one that's great to use, or get an accountant. That'll help you. But definitely have something that's managing your money and organizing it. And then leadership and team building. You have to lead. You have to lead yourself too. It's exhausting. But be a good leader and be a good team player. And those are the 5 things that I think I've learned so far in the past 5 years that have really helped me get to where I am today. And Lord knows where I'll be next, because I didn't expect to even be here myself at all. At all.